we are. We've come to Etang de Berniere out in France, which is a new venture for Jon McAllister. We're over here to try and film a little bit of the netting, weather permitting. It looks a bit ropey today. It was an interesting journey down. We had an accident that we had to divert around. We took a wrong turn in, but it's all good fun. Followed the sat nav and we're here safely. It's right out in the middle of nowhere, but it's such a stunning venue. I mean, the lake is behind me. I don't know if you can see that too well through the trees, but it stretches down that way and up that way. It's 31 acres, unknown quantity as to stock and everything else. So the netting boys are going to do the best they can, but obviously these carp are wily. You know, whenever they net anywhere, they only get so much. So hopefully they'll get a few. And yeah, we'll have a little chat with some of the guys and chat with Jon, see what the plans are for the future, and try and show you a little bit about this place. Well, here we are. We've come down to Etang de Berniere, as I said in the intro, the brainchild of Jon McAllister, and he's going to run us through a little bit about the history of the lake and some of the things I've got in store. So, Jon, mate, over to you. Tell us all about this beautiful place.
Well, it's lovely, isn't it?
It's gorgeous. The sun's out now as well, which is making it really nice.
Yeah, we've had a couple of dodgy days, but it's certainly nice now. Anyway, basically, it's a drive and survive venue. It's probably going to be opening next year in 2014. It's basically a 30-year-old mature gravel pit in a beautiful woodland surroundings here of the Champagne region. It's probably only about 3.5 hours on a good run down to here from Calais.
It's not a complicated drive either. It's pretty straightforward.
It's a nice easy drive.
Nice easy one.
But it's never really formally been a fishery as such, so it's quite a venture to take on. But we wanted something like this rather than taking over an existing fishery.
Yeah, definitely. Nice
so we can sort of bring on the fish to what we want to give the people rather than taking on someone else's mark.
Definitely.
Definitely. But this week we've basically got Andy down here from A&E Fisheries back in the UK. He's a wealth of knowledge, the guy, and he's basically here helping us this week to try and net the place, see if he can get anything out of here. And roughly give us an idea of what might already be here, so we can then make a calculated decision and take some good expert advice from Andy as to how many more fish we're going to need to put in the venue, basically.
So obviously you've got the netting going on to give you a good idea of what's in it, and obviously this week is a week for getting some work done. What's your other plans for this week, Jon?
Yeah, well, we've got a few people out here this week. We're doing a bit of a work party sort of week's trip down here. I've been trying to work out exactly where to put the swims, because I'm really fussy about that sort of thing. I don't want everyone on top of each other, and I want to make sure there's plenty of room, so you're not on top of each other.
You've got your own water to go at.
There's too many commercial fisheries where they're trying to get too many people on the water, basically, and it's taken me a long time to come up with a plan of where to put the swims. So this week we're basically marking out the swims. We're taking down a few trees, although that's just really scratching the tip of the surface, because there's a lot more maintenance work to do around here. I mean, we've also got to cut down quite a bit of bushwork and tree stuff behind us in the woods there, and in the far corner over there where there's no fencing, so we need to make it a secure venue. It's going to be completely fenced. So that's something that we're going to be doing, and that's what we've been doing this week also, clearing the paths for the fence. Yeah. And also, like you say, you're just about to say the track.
Yeah.
So basically, there's a track all the way around the lake, and although the place was dug for sand and gravel in the past, 30 years ago, as I said, the track's fairly firm, believe it or not, even in rainy conditions. We've had a couple of days rain in the last 2 days, and it has got a little bit boggy, so we're probably going to, layer that with a load of Type 1.
Yeah, that's it, and solid that up. But it's just so nice that you'll be able to drive the cars around, you can get onto the backs of your pegs, you ain't got a cart with your kit around. You can basically leave, non-essentials in the car, and it's lovely and comfy, which is what you want really, especially when you're on Drive and Survive, because you've got so much gear with you, food and everything else.
Yeah.
You don't have to have it all in your bivvy, which is great. So yeah.
But also for the future, we're going to be putting showers and toilets, but not just showers and toilets, really nice facilities, really nice showers and toilet blocks we're going to have here. There is a lodge up the other end that's gone a bit to ruin, I must say, but it's a sturdy building, and we're going to move that from the opposite end of the lake, and we're going to bring it to this beautiful lawn area here with all the Christmas trees around us. I know you can't see it on camera, but this is a beautiful area here to have the lodge.
Definitely.
We're not going to have any swims in this bit, and it's just, we're going to have obviously a permanent barbecue here,
barbecue,
benches with seats, tables and stuff.
Somewhere where you can all sort of just gang up once a day for a bit of food. You've got a lovely view of the lake.
People can come down here and socialise in the evenings, have a beer and that, and stuff like that. It's what it's all about, isn't it? Really.
Definitely. So yeah, we're looking forward to coming back to see what it's like when you've got a lot of this work completed.
Yeah, obviously,
it is a lot of work, So.
Yeah, it is a lot of work. We're going to take Andy's advice on everything he tells us. As I say, he's a wealth of knowledge, the guy, and there's too many venues out there that are basically sort of putting big fish in the water straight away, or they may be getting fish left, right and centre from different places, and obviously from what Andy said, this is not a good thing to do. No. We're going to be introducing, like I say, possibly 400 fish on top of whatever else is in here. Yeah. And we're going to go from there. We'll probably buy some smaller fish to start with a handful of bigger fish, but we want to get it right from the start. Definitely. So that there's a healthy, sustainable amount of fish in here. Yeah. And the worst thing you can do is bring fish in from various different places, because that's a bit of a loaded gun, to be honest with you. I know the people want big fish straight away, but there's plenty of people out there that are going to want to come to this beautiful place. I mean, Andy said it's one of the most beautiful places he's seen. And
exactly, yeah.
When you come here, you are going to catch fish, and it's going to be, progress in motion, as it were, for the future. And no doubt in time to come, this is going to be one of the premier waters with a lot of big fish.
Oh, without a doubt.
But that doesn't happen overnight.
No, of course not.
If you're doing it the proper way.
Exactly. And you've also got a smaller stock pond not too far away, haven't you? Which you're sort of growing on some smaller fish and stuff like that to back up existing stock and what you're going to stock in the future as well. So you really are looking at the long term here, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Which is the way to go.
Well, we've not taken on a lease here. Myself and my partners. They've backed it. We basically paid for the venue. So it's a purchase venue, and we want to basically look after it. This is a long-term plan. Yeah. Going back to the stock pond, we've got, like I say, we've got a 5-acre stock pond down the road, which is, even that 5-acre lake is, I think it's about 15 feet deep. So that's well capable of holding a few fish. Definitely. This is 12 to 18 feet deep, this lake. And basically when we purchase the fish to go in here, we're going to also purchase a few smaller ones for the stock pond that we can feed regularly.
So going back to what you're saying, it's all come from the same supplier, it's the same type of fish, and you know that it's all good.
It's all safe, and once we grow those fish on and they become, let's say £30 plus, then we can maybe, possibly, if we feel the need, introduce a few more fish.
A few, definitely.
But then we're doing it in a safe way.
Definitely, which is the way to go. There's no doubt about that. But so looking to the future now. Yeah. Obviously, you've got your plans sort of semi-made up now, haven't you? You know kind of what direction you're going in, which is great. You're going to have an on-site bailiff as well, English speak. Well, it's an English bailiff, isn't it? Yeah. So
Yeah, so everything's catered for everyone. They're going to be well looked after. If there's any problems, they can see the full-time bailiff. Yeah. I can't see anything being a problem, obviously. we're going to cater for everybody, and
there's amenities nearby.
Exactly.
I mean, what the supermarket is less than 3 mile away, which is great. You've got a 24-hour garage as well, so if you've got any worries about fuel and that sort of thing, nothing to worry about. Garage is just down the road. You can't really ask for more, can you?
No, I am really excited.
It's such a jewel, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm really excited. This is something that I've dreamt of doing for probably over 20 years.
Yeah.
It's an absolute...
To be fair, I think a lot of anglers, a lot of carp anglers would absolutely jump at the chance for this.
Yeah.
And not only are you doing it, but you're doing it in such style. I mean, this place is absolutely amazing. Love it.
It's
absolutely love it.
Beautiful.
Yeah. You can't stress it enough, can you? I just hope that the camera picks it up enough to that you can appreciate what you're looking at here, because it is stunning.
Sure.
And once them pegs are in and showers and stuff, and it's going to be definitely, like you're saying, one of the premier fisheries.
Well, that's our aim, That's our aim.
That's it. Well, good luck, mate, and look forward to seeing how it progresses. And
cheers, mate.
John.
Nice one. Thanks, mate.
Right, just come down to see Jamie. He's had a couple of fish last night. He's got one here, pretty little mirror we're going to show you. Like I say, we haven't got a clue what's in here, so all these fish are a surprise. I mean, since the guys got here yesterday, they've had a couple of 27s, and what was it, 2 27s?
2 27s and a 19 and a 23.
Yeah. So, and one of the bigger ones was one big common, which is the first common to come out of here as well. So. So we'll have a little look at Jamie's fish here. Not sure on weight. We're going to take some pictures and stuff just for records. But it's absolutely stunning little mirror. Beautiful little fish.
There he is.
So what do you have him on?
Just had him on a single boilie.
Yeah?
Yeah, just scattering baits. They're obviously hungry fish. Put up a little scrap. It's quite good. I had another one early this morning. About the same stamp. So... happy days.
Proper pretty fish, aren't they?
Proper big gobs, look at that.
Yeah, clean as well.
Yeah, so all sweet.
So we'll just keep plodding away now. See what else we can hook into. The netting guys are just about to get started as well. So we'll be hopefully getting some bits and bobs in the nets, and see you soon.
Cheers.
Right, coming out to speak to Andy. Andy's AE Fisheries, the guys that have been contracted to come over and net this place. So mate, tell us a little bit how you tackle a venue of this sort of size.
Well, we got asked to come and sort of do a survey of the fish stocks. So we do this sort of thing on a daily basis in the UK and in Europe. We're lucky enough to get plenty of work doing this sort of thing. It's roughly 30-acre lake, so a lot of people tend to sort of try and use electrofishing equipment and inadequate kit, but I'm not here to catch loads of carp. The thing is, with lakes like this, there's an unknown quantity of carp, but we get the feeling from what's been caught and what we're catching. I don't think there's lots of fish in here, but starting with a blank canvas when you're developing a fishery is a lot. Anglers always want, let's bung a load of 40s in there, let's get a load of big fish. But for me, it's always better to start off slowly.
That's it, and then you get your balances and stuff.
Yeah,
like that. You know what you're dealing with, don't you?
Exactly, and it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long because fish just grow. But lake like this, you've got behind us here, we've got a little spit.
Yeah, but if you have a look on the map, you'll see there's like two little spits with an island coming up. Well, it's not an island, like a spit of land coming up in between. We're sat on the on one of the arms right now, which is what you can see behind us, which you're just dragging through at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, the only problem we've got here is it's not so much the depth of water, because we're used to doing deeper lakes. It's the fact that it's 4 or 5 foot up from its usual level. And obviously the amount of debris and trees around the banks are causing us a bit of problem. My nets are far deep enough to actually net the water, and out in the open water we're shooting sort of up to 450, 500 metres of seine net out in big open water. We can take out 6-7 acres in one go. And it's been working fine. The only issue we're having is marginal snags, but that's usual, it's par for the course. Yeah. I personally don't think, basically, if anywhere where we've been netting, if there was a huge abundance of anything such as bream, roach, rudd, pike, anything, we would be catching them. And also if there was hundreds and hundreds of carp, although without a doubt we'll lose a few under these bushes, it's not really that relevant to me. We know what the average size of the carp in here is. And although all the guys want to see the carp, for me it's not that important. We know enough about what needs to happen here.
Well, it's like you were saying yesterday about the balance in itself. If you get rid of a ton or two of the silverfish, that's a lot less mouths that have got to be feeding in there. So the carp that you have got, like instead of going and buying 30s, 40s, whatever, you grow these ones on. And like you say, when you're cutting down the amount of mouths that have been fed, that means much more food for them, which means they're going to grow even bigger.
You've only got to look at, when we first got here, you're building up a picture of what the history is going on, and doing it every day. We get good at building up exactly what's happened with the biomass, etc. There's 20 cormorants fish in this lake, and we've caught a few roach and rudd 8 to 10 inches like this, and they're scarred up. So in a way, the cormorants are keeping down the silverfish, which for a carp fishery is not really a bad thing. For a UK match fishery, it's a kiss of death. But out here, you kind of want some form of predation, taking out the small fish. If not, that's what we're here to do. The other thing is stuff like this. This is caddisfly larvae, and there's absolute huge abundance of this stuff. These are little invertebrates that live. They sort of make their own little casing, and they'll live in these boats. So a carp can quite happily pick that up. A 10-pound carp can quite happily come along. They'll hoover this up. You can see the bug, he lives in there, look, and they'll suck that out of there. This is full of nutrition for the fish, and he'll spit that bit out, and he can live on these. Now, personally, from what I've seen so far, I believe that probably a year, 2 years ago, there was a lot of silverfish in the lake. We know that from the fact that 20 cormorants aren't here for fun. They're only here to catch fish. So, and because the average size of the fish, they might not be the youngest of fish, but they're in good condition. And the picture I've got, I said I thought there was about 100 to 150 carp in the lake when we arrived, just after what we've seen, and I don't think I'm far out.
No.
We caught a bloody great big silver carp, 80-pound silver carp, and it's a big impressive fish. The potential of the lake's huge. The work that needs to be done is quite considerable, and the anglers don't tend to appreciate that. But obviously it's all to do with bank maintenance, getting the swims done properly, keeping everything well maintained, a lot of tree work, getting the snags out, because for every angler that likes fishing close to snags and is adequate in their skill set, a lot of people aren't, and they'll take ages to get out of the bivvy. You're going to lose fish.
You've got to cater for everyone, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah, and on a venue like this, which it's a lot prettier than a lot of the lakes in France that we work at. A lot of them are just big open pits with, all right, they might have a few big fish in, but somewhere like this has got bags of potential. Yeah, it's a pretty place.
It's stunning. When we drove in, we were gobsmacked. It's absolutely gorgeous. The tree lines, it's just absolutely stunning.
Yeah, you've got the river next door. You struggle with the fluctuating water levels, but you can do stuff about that. When it's down in the summer, that's when a lot of the tree work will be done. The swims will be put in. If at all possible, I'd encourage them to put overflows in, even though it's certain times of year they're not going to do any good. But you can you can work, and all that sort of work. The fish are the last thing I'd worry about, because it's quite straightforward. You can buy decent sized fish from a reputable source over here. There's some decent fish farmers who make anyone in England look tiny, to be honest. And that's what I'd do. I'd look at the fish sort of in the winter, but there's a lot of work to do here in the summer. Obviously we're still netting. We're going to do a big open sweep up there. But
I was going to say, this is your third sweep, isn't it now? Mm-hmm. You've done one part of the main section. You've done that far arm yesterday, which was an absolute nightmare, wasn't it?
Yeah, a lot of snags.
Snags. But obviously you're whipping through this one quite quick.
Yeah, this is fine. Like I say, the main thing is that open water, when we're doing the sweep, 80% of the time the net is fishing absolutely perfect. And yeah, we might be losing the odd fish around the bank, but say if there's 50 carp or 20 carp in the net at the start, we would catch some. The nets aren't running bad enough to think, right, it's a total waste of time. We would be catching fish. But like I say, it kind of times in with what I'm trying to say about the relevant biomass, the current stock. I think you look at the cormorant predation, what's happened with the silverfish, the fish that are being caught now, and what we're catching in the nets.
Yeah, so you take all them different variables and it gives you
a picture.
And obviously if you've been netting for however many years, how many years have you been doing this?
21 years. It's all I've ever done. So you do get used to it.
Yeah.
And as an angler as well, it's difficult for me, because we hear fishermen talk all the time, and you have to take your fisherman's head off and put your fishery manager's head on. And it's like all everyone's interested in is us catching carp.
Yeah.
Like, where's all the big carp? But at the end of the day,
they're so wily, aren't they? It's like you see them burrow down, they just sit in the silt, and the net just drags over the top of them. If there's any little holes, they'll be out of them.
But like I say, if there was lots, we'd be catching a percentage. We do a lot of this in England, in big lakes, big vast lakes bigger than this, and we do have a good reputation for catching carp when they're there. Yeah. And if there was 500 in here over the course of these few days, we'd have certainly caught a couple of hundred easily. But I just don't think they're in here. But it's always difficult, because the boys are catching the old one on modern line. Your mentality, you think, well, there must be loads in here. But the fact is, there's no fishing on here. And as soon as you put bait in, especially modern baits, the fish aren't stupid. Even to the fact that I told the guys to as soon as we netted the lake, when the net goes past, cast out, and you might catch one because
Yeah.
they're stirring the bottom up.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what's
That's
happened.
exactly what happened. Yeah, Jamie managed to bag one just after the nets had come through. So obviously it's kicking up all the food off the bottom, and they were straight on it. When most people would think they're going to be long gone. But yeah, so it was quite surprising that he actually did hook into one. But
Yeah, I mean, these fish have had no angling pressure. They've got no food in them. We just come
Like you
through
say.
an awkward winter, quite a prolonged winter. It's still not
it's still not
seasonal
right now,
temperature
is it?
now.
No.
So they're desperate for food. But to me, like I say, I'd feed what's in here. I'd feed them this year. I'd give them a load of food, and during the time when you're doing all the bank maintenance, you're feeding what's in
Just
here.
feeding them up.
Get to the winter, put your stock in, get everything nice and tidy, and open up next year because it is a gorgeous place to come
Yeah,
fishing.
definitely. They've got their work cut out. There's no two ways about that. But it has got the potential to be absolutely stunning, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. It's great.
So what else do you do at home? You've got your netting services, obviously, that you do, and then you've got a fish farm as well.
Yeah, we've got a Seafast registered fish farm. We sell. I mean, I personally, I've got a lot of clients, angling clubs, private estates, just private individuals with lakes and fisheries, and we do. It's a full-time job. We do it all year round. I do supply fish. We supply carp and tench and pure crucians. We've got a good reputation for fish supply. I don't sell as many as some of my friends who do it, but because it's not all I do, I sort of split my time up between. This is what I love. I've made a name for myself coming out and doing fish surveys, population surveys, that sort of thing. But do consultancy work. We've taken on project managed from greenfield right the way through to running fishery.
Amazing,
doing
it's such an achievement, isn't it? When
Yes,
it's a
lovely.
nice self-satisfaction thing when you got it right.
From day one, and we can offer exactly. We can do all the planting, the stocking, and do it sensibly. I'm all about doing things for the long term, not just
No.
because otherwise you're just wasting money.
Time and
And I'm lucky. I've been working in the Middle East, set up a whole fish farm in Georgia and fishery out there. I've been lucky enough to sort of travel over Europe, really, going. So, and you've got to have a passion for it.
Oh, definitely. No, you couldn't do it if you didn't like it. Could you?
No, because you get wet and cold every day. So. No, it's good.
Yeah, I think the whole time you've been here, I think 90% of it they've been in the water. So yeah, fair play. Well, look, we're going to ping up the details of your website and stuff like that on the film, but you've also got a little promo video on your website as well.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff on there.
So jump on there, have a little look what he does, and thanks a lot, Andy.
No worries. Cheers, mate.
All right, pal.
Thanks a lot.
Right, here we are again. Just had another one. They've just finished the netting out in front of me. So I had to bring all 3 rods in, basically because the net was in my area where I've been fishing. I've just finished the netting and I've got my rods back out. And just lost one in the weed on my right-hand rod. Straight away, that's sort of gone. About 10 minutes after that, my middle rod's ripped off. And I've got another one. I've had 3 now, so things are looking up. But it's just a bit weird, after a big net like that, it's just been dragged through the swim. Obviously the fish have come in where the bottom's stirred up and straight away they're straight back on the bait, so all's good. I'll show you this one, some common, been a couple of commons now. A lot of them have been mirrors. And so it's nice, there's been a 27 common out. And now this one, it's just over 19 pound an ounces. It's absolutely leaking the bait everywhere. They're proper hungry fish. There's a nice little polka. They're all very welcome at the same time. It's nice to come to a lake and start getting a few bites and that. So hopefully by the time the netting's all finished at the end of the week, there's some good surprises in here. Fingers crossed, like. But we're going to slip this little one back and rods are back out on the spots to see if we can get some more and maybe some better ones. Thank you.
Well, there we go. We're at the end of our week now. It's been a really interesting week. Chatting with Andy, the guy who's been doing the netting, has been a real eye-opener. I've learnt an awful lot that I can apply to my fishing, let alone anything else. But actually, you know, fishery maintenance and all the other little bits and pieces that he's told us has been absolutely fantastic. He's a font of knowledge, and you can see why he's one of the top in his field, and he comes so highly recommended. Obviously, Jon's now got a good idea of what he's got to do here with regards to the fish, and yeah, really look forward to coming back. You know, in a year's time when stuff's happened. Hopefully, we might even come back before then to try and get some of it sort of in progress. But yeah, fantastic week. Shame couldn't get any more fish on the bank, but you can only catch what's there, and obviously the other lads have had a fair few fish between them. There's a couple of 27s come out, which is fantastic for Jon, obviously, because he knows that there's something in here, and obviously there's going to be some fish that have definitely not got caught in the nets or caught on rod and line, which I'm sure they'll get thrown up over the next few months with the lads coming over and fishing randomly. So yeah, look forward to see how this place develops, and yeah, keep up to date with what's going on their Facebook page. That's Etang de Berniere, or look for Jon McAllister's Facebook page. He's also got links and stuff to updates and everything you'll need to know. But hopefully we've covered everything you wanted to see on this video, and yeah, look forward to seeing you again next one.